The sun did not shine, it was too wet to play, so we sat in the house all that cold, cold, wet day. I sat there with Sally, we sat there we two, and I said, how I wish we had something to do. Too wet to go out and too cold to play ball, so we sat in the house, we did nothing at all. So all we could do was to sit, 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 and we did not like it, not one little bit. And then something went bump, and that bump made us jump. We looked, then we saw him step in on the mat. We looked, and we saw him, the Cat in the Hat. And he said to us, why do you sit there like that? I know it is wet and the sun is not sunny, but we can have lots of good fun that is funny. My name is Kim Dozier, and I wanted to welcome you to English 36 Children's Literature. And this video is going to be a short orientation to the class. Unfortunately, I will not read the rest of the book. You'll have to read it on your own. So again, I just want to welcome you to Children's Literature. This short video will just give you an orientation to our class in Canvas. Some of you may be new to online learning, and hopefully this will help you understand what's expected of you. When you first log into Canvas, you'll go to your dashboard. You'll see the different courses that have been turned on for you. If you have instructors not using Canvas, you may not see the course. Don't worry, it doesn't mean that you've been dropped. But you will see this course, and you'll just click on it and you'll land on this page. You can learn a little bit about me if you would like. I do not have my own children, but I am what I call a PANC, a professional aunt with no kids. Ben is 11 and a half and Evie is 9 and a half, and I get a lot of my children's lit recommendations from them. They are both voracious readers and learners and curious about all things in the world. Once you've watched this video and learned a little bit about me, you're going to go to modules, and pretty much everything that you'll need in the class can be found through modules. Everything in the class is organized in the order that you need it. You don't have to jump around to find assignments or to find lectures or to find readings. Everything is here presented in the order that you will need to use that item. So of course, the very first thing is the syllabus. You have some super simple assignments this week just to make sure that you're set up in Canvas and you know what's expected of you. So if you just start by working through the syllabus, you'll learn all about grading, you'll learn about my late work policy, you'll learn about textbooks, and I'll know that you know how to do some basic things like uploading a PDF, sending an email. Even if you're an experienced online learner, please do these things for me so that I know that you know what's expected. I just want to talk briefly about textbooks. We will be using a free online textbook. It's called The Inside, Outside, and Upside Downs of Children's Literature. You can access it by clicking on the link. It is a PDF, so you are more than welcome to download it. You can even print it if that works for you. We won't be reading the whole book, so I wouldn't recommend printing it all at once. Save trees. So you can just print those chapters that I assign throughout the semester. There are then 6 books that we'll be reading in common. None of them are very expensive. You can get them at the bookstore. You can get them via Amazon. You can rent them. You can buy them, whatever works for you. It's up to you if you buy them all at once or if you buy them along the way. You'll just need to make sure that you have them by the time we read them. I have listed them here in order. So for example, if you do want to buy them along the way, just know that in the first 3 weeks, you'll need Green Eggs and Ham, Where the Wild Things Are, and Happy to be Nappy. And then later in the semester, we'll be reading The Invention of Hugo Cabret, Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, and Esperanza Rising. So you can kind of pace your book buying if needed. Any other books that you need for the class will be those that you choose yourself. So you can go to the library, you can steal from your children, borrow. You can, if you're already a teacher, you can use your own books, so you'll have lots of freedom to choose what books work for you. Once you're done reviewing the syllabus and doing the just simple orientation activities, assignments, you'll begin with Unit 1. And again, if you just follow along, you'll find a unit overview, you'll find any assignments that you have to do, any readings, any discussions. It's super simple to follow, and I find that students who struggle online are the students who don't pay attention and try to jump ahead. Sometimes also, if you are in the calendar, especially if you're using a mobile app, it's sometimes possible to sneak in to an assignment through the calendar, which means you then miss any assigned lectures or readings or other discussions. And I can usually tell when students are doing that because they're not doing their assignments quite right. So it's always best to come directly to the modules. It's fine if you use the calendar to stay organized, but clicking on an assignment and going directly there will cause you to miss the prep work or the background information that you need to do an assignment successfully. I do give you a look ahead, not to be overwhelmed, but just so you know what you have to work on down the road. You'll be writing 2 essays. You'll be doing a project, which actually will be a blog, which I will talk about in a little bit more detail later. And then you will have a final exam. Each week you will have an assigned reading. Besides the book itself, you'll find that there are articles or there are links out to our textbook. Again, that textbook is free. So if you just follow along with the readings, you should have no trouble. Our textbook also has videos linked from within it, but they're not required unless I've specifically noted that here, and I will also create direct links here. You're obviously free to look at any videos that interest you in the textbook. Just recognize that not all of them are captioned, and that's why the ones that I actually assign I will put here, and those are always captioned. I may also put other videos. This is just a fun one of a dad wrapping green eggs and ham that I thought you would enjoy. You will also notice that most weeks we have some kind of discussion where we'll get a chance to share our thoughts with the class. There's always 2 due dates here. There's the initial due date for the work you will post, and then you will have a follow-up response. Work is always due on Thursdays and Sundays for this class, or Sundays and Thursdays, however you want to look at it. But you should get in the habit of just knowing, hey, it's Sunday, I have something due for Kim's class. Hey, it's Thursday, I have something due for Kim's class. Unless there's an extraordinary situation or something really gets off with the schedule, things will only be due on those days each week. So you can kind of plan and work your life and the class together. I know most of you have jobs, you have kids, you have other responsibilities in other classes, and it's just important that you get into the habit of doing the work for this class, and don't think that, oh, it's online, I can do it whenever. You still have due dates. The nice thing is that you can always work ahead. You work on February 6th, no problem. Do the work on February 5th. Other people will do the work early as well. You're always free to do the discussion work early as in addition. It's just about making sure that the work is done by the date posted. There's no penalty for doing the work early, okay? Right now, the course is only open through week 4. It's been a while since I've taught this class online. And so I'm still working on some of the details for the later units. I also don't want to overwhelm you and throw the entire semester at you at once. But I will have the next weeks up fairly soon, and we will go from there. I will talk more about your project later. Just know that you're going to be creating a public blog where you're going to review children's books. There's some specific details that you can look at on the project assignment. And the final project will be due in May, but you're going to be working on it along the way. Successful online students keep up with their work. I have almost never, I won't say never, but almost never had an online student fail a class because they couldn't write or they couldn't read. 99.9% of online students who fail do so because they don't keep up with the work. That is the secret, and it is not a difficult secret to understand, but I know for some people the idea of having to work independently and stay on top of tasks can be challenging, and that's why having a schedule and making sure your family knows how important school is to you, I think, are really good tips. So I'm happy to answer any questions, happy to meet with you in person or virtually. If anything isn't clear, please just reach out, and I'm happy to try to clarify things and help you get started successfully. Have a great day and have fun reading.